Okay, it's rolling now. Um, you know, uh, I went to Cambodia, and there's so many things beautiful about Cambodia is that you know, Josie had told me, look, let's go to Cambodia and see what's there. And so when I touched down in Cambodia, um, the thing that struck me most was what I saw with my eyes. Not necessarily what was there, but what I saw with my eyes. Uh, you know, a litter or a leaf or a soil or a tree or the tarmac on the road, all these images were so vibrant in my eyes. My brain was telling me that this is so vibrant. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was so beautiful. Uh, Not necessarily like like in Singapore, you have to spend billions of dollars to do some architecture to make it look beautiful, and you have a lot of people complaining over a sweet wrapper being littered on the floor, and cigarette butts littered on the floor and all that kind of shit. But in Cambodia it was different. It was real. It was real beauty. The architecture of Angkor Wat, for example. Um, and we went to this Buddhist temple after visiting Angkor Wat some other days later. And I fell in love with the Buddhism religion in Cambodia. I also fell in love with Buddhism religion when I was in Bangkok and Thailand as well. And these places really have a spiritual presence in their country. They have God in their country, and when I went to Cambodia, it was you know. It was very strange. It was a strange feeling, like as though I felt the presence of Buddha or some God over there, and you know, and immediately I told Josephine, let's go and check out the orphanage. She said, what? You want to check out the orphanage? I said, yeah. Let's do it. I just want to go and see the kids. She said, okay, we will go and see the orphanage. And when we went to the orphanage, we saw so many beautiful kids over there, and they were. The first thing I saw was a cow in the front, and there was a dog, a stray dog there, and so I just stroked the cow, and I petted the cow, and the cow was looking, it was as though it was human. The eyes looked as though it was human. It as though it had a human brain. And then I would look at the poster of all the people who actually took care of the children day in day out. And these guys were from Australia, actually. Um, and I never really saw any one of them uh, in presence in the institution. All I saw was a bunch of kids, being taught by some regular teachers. And so the thought came to me and said that should I adopt one of them? And I said to myself, why should I adopt them? They are having a nice life. As how I know it, the institution is taking good care of them. They are giving them fruits like bananas, and they have good their food. I ate the same food as them, and I found the food tasty. Um, and they were well educated by the institution, and they even had a big stage for them to learn about arts and drama and things like that. And I was watching very closely how they were training these kids in their traditional music. And this music teacher was he was like Robin, actually he was like he was just letting them do what they want to do with the instruments. And then later on they told me, Marshall, uh, would you like to come and witness the performance? It's just going to be the next night, we're going to be performing the next night. And so I told Josie, hey, we'll think about it. And when we went back to the hotel, I said, fuck it, man, I want to go and see the kids. I want to go and see how they're going to fucking perform, man. And that night they were all dressed in the best, and they performed on stage. I don't really know what they did, but the fact of the matter was that after the performance, they would come. One of them would come, and he carried me. He carried me like how Sean carried me. He carried me up, and that was the strength of a young boy. A young boy, I think maybe he's only about primary 3 or primary 4, I think, and he could carry me up with his strength. And I said, shit, these guys are really being taken care of because they're strong, and then one of them just hugged me, and when they hug, their head will press against your stomach, and your heart just feels so quenched by the love, when they do that. And so I said to myself, I don't think I will ever adopt any of them because they're in good hands. And if I want to, I will come and share my experiences with them and learn from them. And we saw some Japanese people there too, who were also experiencing this magical event in these places. And so it was really beautiful. And the thing about Cambodia is it's I don't know. Sometimes you can see them, a girl be wearing that cone-shaped hat, and they're dressed all in white like the Vietnamese, and this beautiful girl with that hat and everything, like how you see in the Vietnam War, she'll be riding a bicycle, a young lady riding the bicycle and it looked very bohemian and sophisticated, very interesting. And when I went to Angkor Wat, the architecture was, the ruins of the architecture was so sophisticated, the intricacy behind the architecture. You could only imagine how it was in its full glory when it was built, and then there were crevices and corners and places where you could take interesting shots on a photograph. And the sun was also different there, you would get drenched by the sun in the place, and it's uncomfortable, of course. It's very hot, but then you don't really feel the unhappiness of the sweltering heat, it's a kind of a glorious kind of feeling, although you are feeling the rays of the sun on you so strongly beating down on you, but you felt happy, because then the colors comes in again. And then I saw this old man in the Angkor Wat, he had this very long beard, not curly beard, you know, it was straight and long like those olden days kung fu Chinese movies, you know. He had this beard, and he had very wavy hair, all white, you know, silver white, and he looked very very wise and bohemian, and I would tell him, I would just gesture to him because he was saying something in his own language, you know, in his own language, and I said, can I take a photo with you? And I asked Joseph to take a photo with him. I got the photo with him. I'm not sure if it's in Facebook or not. And then I saw another guy playing the flute among the rocks, and all these things were very very interesting subjects to take as a photo, you know, in Cambodia. And you know, people, Singaporeans, when they talk about holiday, it's always Australia, 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 shopping, 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 Australia, 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 go skydiving, skydiving, and all these things, you know. Skydiving, go to, it's so superficial, you know. And the Westerners are actually coming to these places to experience the magic, but it's because it's expensive for them, because it's far for them. Yet we have the luxury that these destinations are so close to us. Places like Malaysia, you know, beautiful places in Malaysia, you know. We have Indonesia, for example. So many places to discover about Indonesia. We have all these places, and yet we don't, you know. Every time open mouth, Australia, Australia, Australia. Yes, Australia is a beautiful country, but the thing is that there's more to Asia than just Australia, you know. I think we should to open our minds and stop thinking about always shopping, 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 shopping. You know, let's not be an NTUC nation. Let's really go and explore things. You know, if I had the chance and I had the money, I would just travel around like those guys you see in the documentary. You know, whereby they eat all kinds of funny foods and mix around with different kinds of cultures, things like that. I would love to do that kind of stuff. You know. But you know, not many people are able to speak well for such documentaries, and I don't have that talent to speak. Anyway, I wrote a song about Cambodia. It's a short song, and I'm gonna do it now. I hope you like it. My guitar is acting strangely because it seems to be always getting out of key. Maybe because I've been banging on it too hard when I strum, and I have not installed my strings properly, so the tension tends to run a lot. But I like it that way because sometimes I want my guitar to be a bit off too. It gives my own signature character to what I play. Okay, anyway, this is how the song goes. I hope I don't make a mistake because I want it to sound beautiful. Josie told me to fly with her sometime, and where would I go? So we took a plane at the sky, things we never tried. touch on your breath, then we said